How you guys doing? This is Captain Spencer Clark with Breaking Bass Guide Service. Just want to give you guys a quick fishing report from this past weekend down here at Table Rock Lake. The lake level right now is at 927, which is like 12 foot over normal pool or full pool. So lake's getting pretty high. A couple different patterns have been working for me for catching bass. I've been throwing some top waters in the morning. You get out there before the sun comes up, you can get a pretty good little top water bite going. Out on some of those flatter main lake points where some fish are just getting done spawning, and also in the backs of pockets. I've been taking a wacky worm, just a little green pumpkin wacky worm. I've been skipping that up into some shade spot around flooded bushes, catching some fish doing it. You got to work a little bit for it, but if you kind of focus in more on the shaded banks where you've got that, where those bushes are just kind of closer to the bank to where the water doesn't get way back behind them, it's a little bit easier. You can catch some fish doing that in the mornings. That usually dies about 9-10 o'clock. The other thing that's been working for bass is throwing a little Ned rig. I've been catching some fish, green pumpkin Ned rig, just fishing that outside edge of the bushes off secondary points, kind of leading back into those spawning coves. Fish are just kind of making their move back out to the main lake because they're getting done with their spawn. They're wanting to get out on those main lake points. The other thing that started to do this week was throw the old football jig around. Had a couple places the other day where I was catching some fish out in about 20 to 30 foot, just tossing a big 1 ounce jig, catching some post spawn fish that have already moved out, gotten done with spawning, getting a few fish on a jig. More fish are going to be coming to those spots as it gets hotter. Like I said, it's about 100 degrees down here today, so things are going to be happening pretty quick as far as the fish getting done spawning. So that's the bass side of things. As far as the trout fishing is concerned down here, been doing really good on the trout. The trout have been just biting like crazy. I mean, it is nothing to go out on Taneycomo right now and catch over 100 trout a day. Some of the things that have been working real good for me is I've been throwing just a little white 1/32 ounce crappie jig, catching a bunch of good trout on this. I had a guide trip over the weekend, caught, I don't know, probably 30 or so trout on these little white jigs, and just throwing the gulp orange eggs. That's been working really good. My client, he missed an opportunity at like a trophy brown. He had about a, I don't know, 12-13 pound brown trout swim out and almost eat his jig. Came real close to catching that one, so that's working pretty good. As far as the setup that I'm using to throw the orange eggs, I'm just taking a little bullet weight like that, putting it above a swivel, and running about a 1.5 to a foot of just 2 pound fluorocarbon, with just a little bitty circle hook like that, and I'm putting about 2 orange eggs on it. The trout have really been tearing that up really well too. This Sunday, I've got an opening for a trout trip or a bass fishing trip. Right now, the bass fishing is a little bit slow. The trout are just eating like crazy. Probably some of the best trout fishing you're going to get the whole year going on right now. I've got this Sunday open. If you want to book a trout trip, we can go get after it and go chase some big rainbows. But that's been the fishing report for the past week. Try to get you guys a weekly fishing report. If you want to hire a guide, come down the area, give me a call. Just Breaking Bass Guide Service, 314-562-3332. We'd be glad to get you out on the water. Until next time, guys, take it easy and good fishing.